Teofimo Lopez says the reason that Devin will beat Loma is that Lomachenko is not the same fighter he faced in 2020. I knew this was going to happen. Let's talk.
Straighter, not roundhouse right hand.
And that's what we've been talking about. The straight shot is the one where he gets leverage on it.
I don't want to kill somebody
back
for
a little bit.
seconds.
Nah, I want a body on my record.
Now, I want to see you fight motherfuckers. I do. All right, I'm with you. I'm with you. As long as you're trying to fight the great, the best competition.
Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we don't hear you. Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we don't hear you. Yo, it's the best, fight the best. If you ain't with the moto, just click the link, bitch, and get buried like the rest. It ain't gonna work how you want it. These trolls already tried, too many come but don't leave. So if you hear, you gotta die. I'm spitting straight facts. These bitches crying cause they hate that. The LDBC's the top topic, bitch, hate that. We the ones that bring the truth to these fans. So while you hate, I'ma laugh and keep counting these bands. Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we don't hear you. Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we don't hear you.
Welcome to the graveyard.
So here we are. No one is out here talking about how Lomachenko is about to fight the great how Devin is about to fight the great Lomachenko. The speed, the footwork, the combinations, and the angles. All the stuff that everybody said is so great, it's so important. How Lomachenko is a once-in-a-generational fighter. He's the greatest fighter since sliced cheese. You know, this guy is better than peanut butter and jelly. They just make all these reasons on why Lomachenko, he's undefeated, even though he got beat by Orlando Salido, but they're still saying he's undefeated. He's got like 12 fights, 13 fights, 14 fights, whatever. He's pound for pound the greatest fighter to ever live, a generational talent, 9,000 victories in the amateurs, only one loss, and he came back and beat that guy 54,000 times. He's the greatest fighter to ever walk the earth. Blah, 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 yada, yada. That's what they were saying for years and years and years and years. Even after Lomachenko and Teofimo fought, they were still saying Teofimo won't give him a rematch. Teofimo's ducking. Teofimo won't rematch him. If Teofimo rematched him, because Lomachenko was injured. He was injured. That's the reason why Loma lost. He was injured. Mind you, these are the same people that are now praising this dude, Tio, talking about how Tio, man, he had a major injury against Cambozo. That was the reason why he lost that fight. It was a major injury. If he wasn't injured, it would have been nothing. Everybody knows he would have knocked him out. He would have beat him, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. That's what they're saying. However, Vasyl Lomachenko is not even being talked about right now. And the only thing that they're saying anything about is Tio is saying that Loma will lose because he's not the same person. He's going to lose. The last I checked, Loma just beat his sparring partner. That was the last I checked. All right, the last I checked, that was a victory. The last I checked, Lomachenko is the mandatory for the WBO and the WBC, the last I checked. So I'm trying to figure out how out of nowhere, now Lomachenko is not the same guy. No one want to give him any credit now. He's not even being talked about. All the hype and hoopla for Lomachenko is gone. There's nobody running around here talking about how great the man is, the matrix, the speed, the footwork, the combination, the angles, the punch placement, the ring IQ. No one's saying anything about this dude. They don't even care, bro. No one even cares at all. It's as if Lomachenko just vanished. Now he's not the same. All of a sudden, he's not the same. But this was the same Tio talking about how Devin will never fight Lomachenko. He'll never fight him because, only him and him alone is the only person that can fight Lomachenko. No one else wants to fight. Everybody was ducking Lomachenko. No, everybody's scared. He was the only one that wasn't ducking him. He was the only one that could step up to the plate and fight the great Lomachenko. And now when Devin's about to fight this guy, all of a sudden, he isn't the same guy. How ironic. Because Diego Magdaleno was knocked out by Devin Haney before Tiho fought the man. And then when Tio fought Diego Magdaleno, oh man, this was an iconic knockout, one of the greatest knockouts, man. On Heisman night, Teofimo Lopez always shows out. What a great knockout, man. But Devin beat that man before you fought him. I don't remember anybody saying, man, Tio's gonna beat Diego Magdaleno because he's not the same guy that Devin fought. It's not the same guy. The one that Devin fought probably would have did this and probably would have did that, but this is not the same guy right now. Listen, man. Devin was always better than Lomachenko. He's always better than Teofimo Lopez. Always. He was going to always beat them, which is the reason why neither one of those guys wanted to fight him, which is the reason why Lomachenko decided to get a franchise belt in the WBC for absolutely no reason. He never did it any other place, never tried to do it any other place, but he accepted it and signed for it when Devin became his mandatory. The same exact reason why Teofimo Lopez runs around here buying hats, says undisputed Tio. Bro, you fight at 140. You have 0 belts. You were never undisputed. It was always a dispute. Always. The dispute was you were not the franchise champion. The only franchise champion was Vasyl Lomachenko. So when you beat Vasyl Lomachenko, you just became the WBO and IBF. Was it WBA? WBO, IBF, and WBA. You had 3 belts. That's all it became. You were not the franchise champion. You did not sign for the franchise belt. Lomachenko signed for the franchise belt. Lomachenko was the franchise champion. Mauricio Sulaiman made a whole bunch of bullshit, probably because y'all paid that man. Whatever. But the bottom line is, the franchise champion, the franchise status belonged to the guy who had the belt and was elevated. You were not elevated because you never had the belt. You had a franchise status. You were never a WBC champion, which is the reason why the franchise belt is gone out of nowhere now, because they couldn't keep protecting you dudes with the franchise status. But this is the same guy that said Devin's is mandatory. And then you went and fought somebody else. And then you left the division without fighting Devin. You left the division and no one says a word. You just completely left the division. You said you're fighting Devin. You left the division. You said nothing. The irony, man. But whatever, man. I knew this was coming. I knew this was going to happen. But y'all let me know what y'all think. BFTB. Shout out to the LDBC. And I'm out.